Hello everybody, it's Mrs. Rash. I'm going to be going over how to format your works cited page using Google Docs. You'll notice that I already have a brand new Google Doc open and ready to go. Before we get started, there are some adjustments that we need to make to these settings. When you're typing an academic paper and formatting your works cited page, the first thing you want to make sure you have is the appropriate font. To change the font, we'll want to go to the font menu here. You'll notice that the standard Google Doc font is Arial, but we want to use Times New Roman for our MLA type papers. So from that drop-down menu, you'll select Times New Roman to change that font. We'll also need to adjust the font size from 11 point to 12 point font. When you're typing academic papers, 12-point font is the appropriate size that you'll want to use. So you can simply click the plus button here, or you can click on the number in the middle and select your font size from the drop-down menu. But we want to use 12-point font. You'll also want to be aware of the italics button here, which is this slanted capital I. We'll be using that when typing our citation. And we'll also use our alignment button and our line spacing button. So as you know, when you're typing a MLA style paper, or any academic paper for that matter, your line spacing needs to be adjusted so that you're typing in a double spaced format. So to adjust that on Google Docs, you're going to select this button with the 3 lines and then the up and down arrow, and you're going to select double for your spacing. That's going to change the format of your page to double spaced. After we've got the double spacing selected, Times New Roman and 12-point font, we want to begin typing our works cited page. Works cited page always begins with a header, and that header is simply works cited. The header goes in the center of the page, so in order to type there, we want to go to the alignment button here, and from there, select the center align option. After our cursor is center aligned, we are going to put our title in, which is simply works cited. After we've typed works cited, we're ready to begin. So we'll go ahead and hit enter or return on our keyboards to go down to the next line. Before we start typing our citation, though, we want to adjust our alignment back to the left side of the page. So from that alignment menu, we're going to select left align to jump back to the left side of the page. After we have our alignment on the left side of the page, we're now ready to type our first citation. For the purpose of this example, I'm going to use my novel Brown Girl Dreaming by Jacqueline Woodson. And for the citation, the only information that I'm given is the author, the title of the source, the publisher, and the publication date. If you have any more information, you'll want to reference that handout from the previous presentation to make sure you don't skip anything. So our author's name is formatted last name, comma, first name. So for my novel, I have Woodson, comma, Jacqueline. Jacqueline Woodson. Our author's name is followed by a period. After our author's name, we are going to type our title. Because I'm using a novel and that's considered a longer work, I want to italicize the title. So I'll go to the top of the Google Doc and select the italics button. Make sure that slanted I is highlighted. You'll also know that the cursor is now slanted, and I'm ready to begin typing my title. So Brown Girl Dreaming. Our title is also followed by a period, so I'll go ahead and type that period and a single space. I do not want to have my cursor or text italicized anymore, so I will unselect that option, make sure my cursor is up and down again, and I'm ready to follow by the publisher's name. The publisher for this copy is Puffin Books. And my publication date, I was only given a year of 2016, so I will include that. So after our publisher, we have a comma, publication date. That's the end of my citation, so I want to include a period. That concludes that citation. When I'm ready to type my next one, I will simply hit the return or enter bar to go down to the next line. To demonstrate what to do for a citation that is longer than a single line, I have a example from our citation creation presentation. This is the example for how to cite an image. So you'll notice how this is 4 lines long because we have a long web address here. When you have a citation that is more than 1 line, you are going to want to use what is called a hanging indentation. So what that means is that every line following the first line, so these 3 lines are going to be pushed in 1/2 inch. That's really easy to do. I recommend when you're using Google Docs to type all your citations in, make sure they're in alphabetical order, and then adjust your indentation. So because I want to make sure that my citations are in alphabetical order, I need to reference the author's last name. If I don't have an author's name, then I will be using the title. So I have Woodson and Goya. Alphabetical order dictates that Woodson comes after Goya. So I will go ahead and just copy that, remove it from the beginning of my Works Cited page, and put it underneath that first citation. Now my citations are in alphabetical order. I will go ahead and highlight everything. So if you have multiple citations, you'll just highlight them all. To format for a hanging indentation, you're going to go up to the Format button, slide down to Align and Indent, and then you're going to select Indentation Options. Once you have indentation options open, your page should have left at 0, right at 0, and then it will say none here. And you're going to want a hanging citation. From that special option, you're going to select hanging. It's going to automatically adjust it to be 1/2 inch, and then you just click apply, and then boom, it's done. So your Works Cited page, when you're done, ready to turn it in, should look just like this.